the undisputed #1 team at the moment. We're going to see if Lucid is correct in saying that Optic Gaming have improved the most since Raleigh. That's a really tough thing to say. Saying like, all right, going into Raleigh, they were arguably one of the best teams. Now he's saying they're the most improved since Raleigh. This could be scary.
Scary indeed. Game 5 Achilles heel has been a problem they have had in the past. As rightly Mark says, that they've managed to beat out Sentinels in that Game 5 yesterday. Do you expect to see similar stories emerge today? Will Cloud9 clutch up, do you think?
I mean, that one is so tough to predict. The fact that they highlighted 2 live fires coming up here.
Yeah.
We did see Lucid and the Optic Gaming Squad just doing so much work on that map. However, even though they've been so strong in live fire, we did see them kind of bobble an end live fire game.
Yeah.
Last night, we saw how strong Lucid was doing at the very end, and yet they still weren't able to close it out.
Game 1 is going to be Aquarius CTF, and I tell you, in recent form, Optic Gaming actually won that one 4-2. So we know Clutch said that they've been setting the bar Cloud9 for Aquarius CTF, but last time they performed against Optic Gaming, they took the win.
Yeah, recency bias is a huge thing when it comes to especially specific game modes and recent scrims.
Here we go then. Winners finals about to get underway. Not only a ticket to grand finals, but you also have that insurance policy of a bracket reset, Dave.
This is the position you want to be in. You want to be in winners finals to start off. And then, of course, you want to make your way to grand finals. You want to be the team to beat. You want to have that cushion, that double limb factor to knock yourselves out.
Camouflage going to be super important to control for these teams, but here we go. Game 1, we're underway.
Renegade prioritizing not only the commando, also getting the thruster. And this player is just so dangerous when he can get up in their face. This is also interesting from Cloud9. They seem to prioritize the dino grenades, or as you like to call them, the sizzle sticks, rather than focusing too much on that camo.
Pick up those sizzle sticks. GPS location down by Electric Avenue. That's where you're going to find them. Closet, though, for Renegade. He's got full control of the enemy side already and looking to put down some damage.
And I love this positioning from Renegade, just taking over this util. If anyone rounds that corner, they're just going to get met by a couple of shots. And just like that, Renegade knows he has the advantage. And even when he doesn't have an advantage, he's going to be going on the hunt. So right here, Renegade doing a 2-on-1 against the Optic members in the base. Staying alive for so long.
Staying alive for so long, ultimately shut down the end. Trippy gets the job done, playing defense for his team. Gonna try and push out towards Closet side. Met by 2 members of Cloud9. He's in big trouble here.
What a huge kill there from Trippy, taking out Eco in that moment, but gonna meet his end by the grenade from StelluR.
Lucid then, heat wave in hand. Fires down a couple of shots, evaporates one into dust. Unfortunately for him, Renegade will answer back in that one in anger. And now Heatwave has transfer control, and it's in the hands of one man you don't want to get his hands on it, Renegade.
And similar to the very beginning, you see Cloud9 and Renegade focusing on this utility side of the map. The reason they like to hold this side is you have a much safer flag route. Once you get the kills, you can safely run across that bridge, and look at that kill on Ola. Ola, one of the toughest kills to get, but not too bad for Renegade as he has the Heatwave in his hands.
3 dead then momentarily. Down to 2. Flag over the halfway point. Trying to push it all the way home. Getting tagged up in the back. Will drop, will fall to Trippy. Eco's in touching distance, but has to back down.
Yeah, gonna have to re-secure the kills here. That is 2 down for Cloud9. Looks like Pznguin's still gonna try to force this in. And this is gonna be one of those situations where Cloud9 gets the cap, but they're giving up control. They do not have control on the map right now, as you see Lucid and APG control the top side of the map and the camo.
Cap secured, but at what cost? APG, camouflage in his chest. Backsteps just a touch to pick up a thruster pack. Only 1 though, so he'll have to use it wisely. 2 kills in favor of Pznguin and indeed of Cloud9. And now 2 dead momentarily for the boys on Cloud9.
I'm not sure if you're seeing a thematic little positioning here, Shurzy, but everyone is on the util side of the map. This car side of the map is so valuable. As we talked about, these teams prioritize controlling that side of the map to get the flag runs.
APG, unfortunately, chewing a couple of grenades, and that's going to take him to Pain Town. Eco gets a kill over towards that closet side of the map, like you spoke about, can be so important. Getting the return for his team, pistol in hand, can't get the job done.
Also, I love how Eco looked all the way at the ceiling. He's like, all right, they got an Ola on the other team. I cannot be too certain of where he's at. Check the ceiling just in case.
The Wizard can be rappelling down from any which direction. Gotta keep your eyes on him. Melee comes through, not gonna be enough though. Lucid fires the heat wave, connects 1, can he turn 2? Just gonna miss the clamber a touch, and that could be the mistake that opens the door to keep this base alive.
But even though he slightly missed those shots, Lucid is just taking his time and staying alive. Not gonna be a one-time thing. Gonna try to go for that finish on StelluR and just barely missing it. And these are some rare mis-executions we're seeing from Lucid. We're used to seeing him hit every single shot, every single time. And he is running into a little bit of trouble with these Cloud9 members.
Optic had control of the base on a couple of occasions, unable to get the flag significantly over the halfway point or even get a decent pull of their own. Penguin's got the heat wave once more. We've seen it be instrumental so far in opening the door for the team. Gets a kill, top middle, APG. It's the respawn screen. It's a double kill for Penguin. He's cooking.
And this is so huge, getting these kills on the pink side of the map. They now know that these members are going to be spawning over in the fridge. And so anyone that's going to try to push out the fridge from Optic are going to be met with quite a bit of resistance here from Penguin at top pink. Right there getting the melee on TriPPPeY, but not enough to get those kills. That's usually such a strong corner to hold with the heat wave.
Unaware he only had one shot in the chamber, and unfortunately when he went to fire the second one, Camo's going to fall too. So both these teams fumbling it at times when you don't expect it. StelluR's got the flag over towards this pistol. Shots go down. Gonna lose that fight though. 2 dead. It could be a counter cap opportunity.
And Eco wisely backing down, not just gonna give up his life to try to die inside the util. Tries to use those sizzle sticks, and somehow Lucid lives out of that. Anytime those things have been near my feet, I'm dead, Jersey.
Yep, getting fried. Right through to the core. How do you like your Jersey? Medium rare, it would seem. But melee goes down onto 1. Lucid picks up 1 in the feed. 2 down for Optic Gaming here. 3 still alive for Cloud9. Big kill for Penguin here to try and help his team secure this flag cap.
Yep, Penguin trying to help his squad migrate back on over towards the util and escort this flag in. This is like the 3rd or 4th attempt we're seeing from Cloud9, getting it all the way back, and this time taking a little bit of extra patience because StelluR and the squad have been stopped previously. Not gonna make that same mistake.
2-0 then to Cloud9 in game 1. Very close to securing this game. It can be so difficult to secure those flag caps, and Optic Gaming just haven't been able to get anything going here.
Yeah, and what I've been seeing though is it's been many more opportunities here for Cloud9. It's not like we've been seeing so much of a back and forth where Optic's getting the flag back to their base and Cloud9's getting a counter potential cap. No, it's been Cloud9 making attempt after attempt and keeping control on the map.
Optic Gaming huffing and puffing, unable to secure a flag cap though. Over towards Fridge, gets fried, does APG. StelluR will fall after locking in a killing spree for his team. Lucid picks up a double kill and a killjoy to boot, but will also fall. 3 dead now for Optic Gaming. Yeah, too little too late right there, as we see, like you said, Lucid getting a double kill, but he was one of the last people alive on his team. So that's not really going to give as much control, and Renegade having the heat wave still over on the Optic flag. This is such a difficult position to be in if you're an Optic Gaming member. Renegade just taking the attentions of one player to try to help his team secure the flag cap though. While that's been all going on, Pistola has snuck away with the camouflage front base, but he's been spotted out by Eco. He's got those camo eyes. Flag already nearly home.
Eco not only just helping finish that kill, but also bringing this flag, and that's going to be flag capture number 3 for Cloud9, and they also still have control. The 3 members of Optic Gaming are dead.
Eco then. They're so far on top here. Optic Gaming just haven't been able to get anything going. APG picks up 1. Will this be the catalyst then? Lucid in the feed. Gets another. 2 dead momentarily. Make it 3. Renegade the only one left alive. Ola pulls that flag over towards the closet side. First time we've seen something out of Optic.
Yeah, first attempt, but I also don't know if this is the right play, because sometimes what teams can do is when they get their first sense of control on the map, they try to go for that objective right away. Sometimes maybe you need to get another round or 2 of slaying just to get comfort.
Will they be a victim of being overzealous here? APG gets 1, but will be traded out in the end. And there we go. Flag return, Dave. You called it.
That's always such a difficult and delicate balance to have, because you're getting to a position where you're around to, run your first flag across the map, but also you're starting to get some sort of control in the map for the first time. So it is really tough balance, and I feel like when you're down 3-0 in flag and you only have a few minutes left, I don't know which is the right answer.
3-0 the score then. Can TriPPPeY come up with the answers? Can he solve this Rubik's Cube? Happy to sit back base. Waiting for some movement. He's been spotted out. Grenade's going to come through. Penguin in a 1v1. He's buffing some shots here. Does finally get the job done, but he made a meal of it.
But look at that awareness from the Cloud9 side. Nobody spotted exactly where TriPPPeY is at, but these Cloud9 members or Hoaxer is keeping track of anyone slipping by, saying, all right, there's someone near our base. We don't know where, but do not let them catch you off guard.
Yesterday in an interview, Hoaxer said they recognize numbers as the heat wave goes down once more. Renegade gets 2. They're well aware when they haven't got all members' tabs open. And that's what we've seen there. TriPPPeY unable to get anything going for his team. Renegade looking to apply more pressure to the enemy base. Optic Gamer in trouble. They're wobbling.
But even though Renegade gets back down temporarily, still has control of this util, takes a pistol battle against TriPPPeY, gets a little help from his friend Pznguin, and it's once again control for Cloud9 over at the util side of the map.
You get by with a little help from your friends. It's exactly what we're seeing here from Cloud9. Lucid getting tagged up just a touch. Has to get back down here. Pistol in his back pocket if he needs to. He can draw on that if required. A couple of shots, warning shots it will be down towards StelluR in the fridge area. Optic Gaming have to start doing something now. They're running out of time, only 3 minutes left on the clock.
I like this play. Optic collapsing in together towards the flag. TriPPPeY's going to be the one to run this. We got Ola trying to take control of the util, but it's not quite enough. Somehow, 2 members of Cloud9 snuck into the util or spawned over there while they're pushing in on the flag.
Pznguin, 4 dead now for Cloud9. This should be and could be a flag cap here for Optic Gaming, getting 1 on the board, but time is very much against them.
I like this from TriPPPeY. Keeping control. They have all these members spawning over at the fridge, and look at this collapse coming in from Cloud9. They so desperately want to get control of their flag. Instead of prioritizing going towards top card or getting control of a different spot of the map, they want to get control of their flag first. And it looks like this might be the Cloud9 strategy. Get control of the flag, get control of the util, worry about the rest later.
Cloud9 recognizing they weren't going to stop that flag and deciding to turn their attentions towards their own flag. But unfortunately, they have lost those engagements. That scramble, that Royal Rumble has gone the way of Optic Gaming here. Another flag out on the move. Doesn't quite catch the slide there. This might slow him down just a touch. And 2 members down. APG last alive with the flag in his hand.
And I like this play. He was contemplating hiding with the flag, but instead drops it, busts out his VR. APG has such an incredible shot and needs to do as much damage as possible, but it's not going to be enough when you're outnumbered 2-1 in the util.
Sizzles take over towards Fridge. Not going to tag up anybody that way. Couple of ticks back flag onto Ola. He's in big trouble. He loses his life at the hands of Eco. Camouflage too for the man himself. What can he do with it? Trying to finish off APG. Not looking to expose himself any way, shape or form as APG scampers away with his life, but they've also scampered away with the flag.
Yeah, the damage has been done. Looking like Cloud9 has this on lockdown. However, I believe Lucid has snuck by, and we do see Lucid make it all the way to the util, getting that 1v1 against StelluR, as you see in the kill feed, and that's going to be Lucid and the Optic Gaming Squad trying to go for this recover, but it's now Lucid 1v2 in the util.
Oh.
Did not hop on the recovery right away, so it kind of felt like a disjoint effort. Cloud9 Optic Gaming trying to push back in too many different directions, and even though they got the kill on the flag runner, you can't just get that instant return. You need some more force on the map.
Hesitancy from Lucid, going to pay the price. Flag cap secured once more. 4-1 now the score to Cloud9. They have gone 4 dead momentarily. TriPPPeY's got control of the base, but they're running out of time. But dare I say, there is no time.
Yeah, I mean, you just see a desperate attempt right here from TriPPPeY. If they have any chance whatsoever, they need to start running a flag now. Do they have control at the moment? Not exactly, but somehow still making it work. And even if they get this flag, they somehow have to make that happen 2 more times. Ola is in position to get the second pull. So the miracle is somewhat possible, but I don't know. I'm not a big believer. I'm not, big into horoscopes or miracles or whatever you call it, Jersey.
We'll see here then. Renegade's going to come out on top in that current engagement. 2 dead apiece here. Big kills coming through. StelluR jumps in the return once more, and that should be all she wrote here in game number 1 for the boys on Cloud9. They're going to lock that in. They're happy with what they've seen. Job done here. Game 1 secured.
And look at those slays. I would have to look back on the Cloud9 side. I didn't really see anyone significantly sticking out from the Cloud9 side as far as going off, dropping 30+ kills. It felt like they all put a pretty equal effort in. Once we see the stats again, it looked like everyone was around like the 17 to 23 range.
Game 1 in the books, locked in. 2 more required then for Cloud9 to punch their tickets into grand finals and of course secure that insurance policy of a bracket reset if need be. Live Fire Slayer is going to be game number 2, but we don't need to talk about that just yet. Game 1's so impressive. Hoaxer on top of things for his team.
Just doing so well. I can't wait to see how we see Optic really react to that. This was a game mode, as you said before, that in their last scrim, it seemed like it was an Optic 4-2 situation. However, these teams know how to make these alterations. And as I said before, it looks like everyone pretty much even across the board from the Cloud9 side, between 17 and 21 kills, everyone putting in about the exact same amount of work.
Ola, though, having a game to forget here. Walsh, 9 and 23. When you call on big game players, Ola's one of them. And when he has a performance like that, it doesn't put them in great stead.
No, I mean, it's tough during a situation like that. I mean, the stats don't always reflect the impact on the game. And unfortunately, though, for Ola, some games can be a little rough.
4K damage for him. He'll be looking to bounce back in game number 2. But talking about the players that were highlighted before the game, StelluR, he had a decent performance, but his teammate Renegade, nearly 7K damage. Super, super impressive there from him.
Yeah, not too surprising seeing how often we saw Renegade in the opposing base, how often Renegade had that heat wave and just consistently doing damage, just finding so many engagements. There's very few times where you see Renegade just kind of hiding somewhere, waiting for something to happen. He's always the aggressor.
Seen Optic pick up a couple of camouflages along the way, but they really weren't efficient with it. There was a couple of false starts. They only came to life towards the latter stages of that game, but by that stage, it was 3-0 Cloud9.
Yep, and you can almost start to discount the end of the game as far as how the stats go, whether it gets another flag cap or how many deaths you start to pile up at the end. At some point, the game is almost statistically impossible to come back, especially when you have two strong teams like this. They know how to just delay the flag enough, just get a couple slays, force the other team into making mistakes.
Speaking of slays, that's what's up next here. Live Fire Slayer is going to be our game 2. Aquarius CTF already in the books like we spoke about, 4-2 to Cloud9. Recent scrim results will suggest Optic Gaming can get the job done here. Last time they performed 50-37, they got the win in the scrims, but we're on land now.
We are on LAN at this moment, and we're also not seeing the top performance here from Optic Gaming.
Yeah.
As we saw them yesterday, we are seeing some of the absolute best performances we've seen in Infinite from Ola, coming out and dropping some of the biggest numbers. We've been seeing Lucid, as of yesterday, hitting absolutely every single shot. And in a situation like this, we're being very critical, saying like, oh, Lucid missed a heat wave shot here, or didn't get this finish here. However, that adds up in the long run. And in order to take down the current #1 team, you need to be playing your best. You need to be hitting all those shots. You need to have execution on point, and we're just not seeing it as smooth right there. So hopefully, if you're an Optic Gaming fan, you want to see them pick that up and play as smooth as possible.
The heavyweights, the juggernauts, Cloud9. 1 game to the good, though, here, Walsh. And business as usual for them. They head into the Slayer game, and we'll just do it again here. As we line up then, looking at those face cams, the boys over on Cloud9 very rarely show emotion, whether it be good or bad performances. They've looked to ice up here in game 2. Not looking to go the distance in this one. Save their energies, preserve themselves for the grand finals if they can get there. Optic Gaming have their work cut out for them here. Live Fire Slayer, though, Live Fire in particular has always been sort of their holy grail. It's home base for them, and they need to do it here.
That's always such a comforting feeling when you're a team and you have what you can say like a home map, something that just feels really good. 07 Final Boss, we had Beaver Creek Team Slayer, where we just knew when we got to that one, we're like, we got this W. We kind of nearly perfected this. We were just in other teams' head. It was a good reset position. So that could be this for Optic. This could either be the equalizer as they bring it back, or it could be the nail in the coffin if they lose their home map.
Game 2 underway, then straight into the action. To the eyes and ears of Pznguin. Back green. Grenade's going to come through. Not going to do enough damage to get the job done on him, though. No slays to talk about. As I say that, 1-0 in the good for Lucid. Picking up a kill onto Lucid. Oh, APG, sorry.
And look at this play here from Cloud9. Generally, you see the team that spawns over at C run towards pillars and try and make some sort of flank over towards sandbags. But in this case, Cloud9 are the ones that are pushing towards Nest and making a flank onto C.
4-2 the score then. Opening engagements favoring Optic Gaming. Camouflage secured for Lucid. Just downloading information for his team here. Eyeing up his next moves. Puts a couple of shots into Pznguin. He's been spotted out, though. Pznguin desperately trying to stay alive. Did a really good job of milking that one, and because of that, Lucid put in a world of hurt and dies.
Yeah, and it felt like maybe Lucid trying to do a little too much, or felt like he should have gotten that finish a little bit quicker. That's a difficult spot to be in, just trying to be so helpful for your teammates over at that sandbags. But at some point, you're the camo player. You have to be a little greedy, get a little bit of damage or poke damage, and then move on to something else.
Optic Gaming then need to have their communications on point, and we have an Astro listening to see exactly how that's going for them.
Watch out, dummies.
Weapons are not out.
Pillars. Hear that?
I spawn A. I spawn A.
No, they're still on A, elbow.
We're killing the weapons off.
Nice.
Nice,
One dead,
there's
two dead.
weapons at elbow.
I'm
Pushing
open
elbow.
field to it.
He's
still at elbow.
Yo, Ness and River.
They're doing the jump to C
Yeah, he's messing
plat.
up the jump. He's going elbow right now. Elbow right
Looking
now.
right now.
I just needed that, Justin. I needed that.
Alright, hear that. I'm backing up then.
Yeah, River again.
Watch
Just
the
elbow.
still.
Just
He's got. They have a heat wave, guys. Careful. Watch the Cambo's coming in
Elbow, guys.
10.
Elbow right now.
Guys, can we
That
leave?
green, guys, that green.
Can we leave?
Bottom tower, shot, you guys.
I got one.
And
He's top tower. He's top tower.
We
He's
have
top tower.
Two
Camo's
Nest
coming,
bridge,
guys.
two
Wait for
Nest
camo.
pushing.
Wait for camo with me.
Guide Nest. C-box and top tower. He wave and snipe. He wave
We're
and
done,
snipe.
we're done.
Two.
Camo's up right now.
What's you? One's nades with the
Nice.
Mangler. One's top middle with the Mangler.
Communications calm and collected. 11-10 now the scoreline. Lucid trying to put emphasis to his team that he needs this camouflage. He's done that. Second of the game for him in succession. But what can he do with it? Not able to get up ahead of steam with the last one. Hoping to change his fortunes right here, right now.
Would love to see Lucid get a little bit more to work with when he has his camouflage. In the past, we've seen him getting control of that heat wave or a sniper or even a mangler. But right now, it's just been nothing. He doesn't even have any grenades to go with this.
Renegade in position back tower, and just like that, camouflage been completely evaporated. Gets one kill for his team. They did open up the map just a touch. StelluR trying to get into a 1v1. Lucid says no, shuts him down. 14-12, the current scoreline.
APG walking away, though, with both these power options. We saw how powerful these can be in the hands of these Optic Gaming members, but they first have to survive this initial engagement.
APG missed his clamber. No chalk in the hands to grab onto that ledge, and he just signs over the weapons to Pznguin. And indeed, the Cloud9 snipe shot to the spine of TriPPPeY. Headshot! See you later, pal. You're out of here. Next.
It's so easy just to highlight at some point specific players on these teams based on how many clips they get, you know, the snipes from Renegade or Lucid. But every single player here is so dangerous with this weapon. Pznguin's 3 for 3 with a sniper rifle.
Cold-blooded killer, Pznguin, on a killing spree here. Positioned back tower, all tied up in the scoreline.
I mean, I don't want to recorrect you there. Penguins aren't technically cold-blooded.
He
but
is.
Yeah, warm blood. Okay, moving on.
Pznguin then. Back tower gets absolutely nuked, evicted from his position. A beautiful push from Optic Gaming. Renegade tries to answer back by securing one onto APG, but gets shut down without landing that body onto TriPPPeY.
This is such a pivotal push here. But even if Optic come out ahead in this engagement, the damage has been done. There's no more sniper ammo left in that sniper. So if they push and take over, they don't get the benefits that they'd normally get for such a successful push.
This game's been back and forth, but that triple kill on Optic Gaming going down, TriPPPeY last man alive, has put breathing room between these two teams and a bit of an insurance policy for them now.
And look at all these Cloud9 members spread out. They're taking over tower, they're taking over garage. They know they are spawning over at B. And unfortunately for Pznguin, his teammates are getting taken out across the map. So this is an engagement he can't really help out in until they push over towards sandbags.
Pznguin lines the sight down top middle. Eco position on C platform here. We've just hit over the halfway point then. 25 kills to 21 to score here. StelluR, under a tiny bit of pressure, has to back himself out of dodge. Does so successfully, gets his shields recharged. Thought about going top middle. Trying to get information this whole time, but he seems a little bit hesitant.
Yep, you're right, getting that information. But in addition to that, knowing when you can fly out and help and when you have to sit back. And StelluR has his eyes on a prize down there. I wonder if he's going to be the one to drop down and grab it or just kind of step for his teammates. And it looks like he opts to get a little bit of a flank, knowing that somebody might be over here on this B side.
Deciding not to wait for the heat wave to come out of the oven, put damage down on the Lucid instead. Trade comes through, but kills go in favor of Optic Gaming this time around, and Pznguin unable to get that finish. Still a 5-kill game now.
How long has Pznguin been up at this tower? It's such a powerful position. Any single time that Optic has been making push out towards Nest or going maybe towards back C, they can't really do much about it. Pznguin is just a constant threat in this power position.
Now, real distance between these two teams. Optic Gaming, we talked about it being home base. I'll tell you something, Cloud9 have moved in and they're not looking to pay rent as a mangler shot melee to the jaw takes down Lucid.
And look at this maneuverability, just regrouping up with his teammate over towards top center, but APG somehow has something to say about that, clearing off both players in top center. Huge double kill by APG.
APG clocked in, ready to go to work. Renegade, though, victim to TriPPPeY. Lucid, position top middle, trying to get his shields back. Here's the snipe rifle. He can be lethal with the thing.
This is one of the moments we're seeing Snipe get in the hands of Optic and see if they can actually step with it. Lucid wisely backing down, not going to fall into the Cloud9 trap, and has Eagle Eyes picking off Renegade, getting that first shot in that camo player. Not only does that spot where the camo is, it's going to run out that time on it. Renegade has to fully reposition now to get some effective use out of that camo.
Playing patient, Pznguin shields popped. Power position, back tower. 2 kills go in favor. He throws the sniper rifle off the map. Recognizing Renegade, perhaps the
religious.
spidey senses were tingling.
Yes, that is such a big brain play. And I don't know why I don't see that even more. If you think about it, with this new dropping mechanic in Infinite, we still see people just jump off the map. Why aren't we just dropping the weapon off the map? It's like, all right, wait, why don't I just throw it off? I don't have to go with it.
If I go with the weapon, I know it's being played. That's it. I can tell my team, listen, I made sure that went down with me.
Actually, good point, Jersey. I'm going to be old school in that fashion. I'm going down with that ship. There's no way if that sniper's going off the map, I'm not going with it.
Captain will go down with his ship. I will go down with my sniper rifle. Scoreline here, though, 42-31. Cloud9 just 8 kills away from securing game 2, and we could be well within our rights to say a clean sweep could be on the cards if Optic did not get their act together.
This is a difficult position. Every single push, it feels like Cloud9 does, has success. We don't see them get shut down. It feels like when they are the aggressors and dictating the pace of this game, they come ahead with the kills and the trades.
5 kills required then. Lucid with the heat wave. Has to be a huge life from him. Looking at the stat line once more. Ola had a slow game 1. Game 2 has not gone according to plan either for him or APG. 3-8, 7-14 respectfully. They need to show up big here for their team if they have any hopes of winning this game. Lucid being tagged up though by the Needler, gets the job done. Your favorite weapon, Walsh.
That is such a huge kill coming out right there. Realizing that, all right, their playmaker, their player with a heat wave, push across top center, just take him out. Obviously, Renegade did not realize he was going to get flanked and go for 1-for-1, but he put himself in a position where he was not going to get randomly stuck, not randomly get melee traded and go down to 0 shield. He just played that so smart and at the right time.
There we have it then. Game 2, locked and loaded in the books for Cloud9. Really impressive performance, almost a steak dinner there in Optic Gaming. We spoke about it, they need to get their act together. They're showing no signs of life here, Walsh.
Such a difficult spot, as we talked about before, with that being, their arguable home map. We're not sure if Optic feel that way. We know that they feel strong on Livefire. Do they feel strong enough to say, all right, this is a 100% win map against the likes of someone like Cloud9 or Sentinels? Probably not, but that is a heartbreaker. That is such a difficult position to be in. You're here in the Winners Bracket Finals. Cloud9 are on fire. Optic clearly slightly off their game. Even when it comes to something like Lucid making that jump from bottom C to top C above by that plasma pistol. That's just something you just normally don't see him miss. And that's such a minor thing that played into no real effect. It's not like if he hit that jump the first time he lives or gets some sort of kill. But it's an observation saying that things are not well oiled right now on the Optic gaming side.
Recharge Oddball is going to be our game 3, then that's where our eyes will be beaming onto next. And Hoax are doing a great job for his team, Cloud9, but what does Lunchbox need to say to the boys to get them back on side with their heads down?
Needs to get them coordinated. At some point when we were seeing different kind of separate pushes, like for example, on Aquarius CTF, we saw Lucid get a nice sneak by on Aquarius and get all the way towards the util. But these are individual plays. You can't win an event against Cloud9 by individual plays. Those can be small difference makers, but that's not going to be the main reason why you're winning. You need to be playing as a cohesive unit. So in this case, if I'm Lunchbox and I'm talking to the Optic Gaming side, I'm going to say, play together, run in twos, do something together.
Insult to injury, Needler to the spine. Ola, usually known as being the wizard, but in this series so far, he's been a bit of a muggle. No magic powers thus far.
It has been a rough series for, I don't want to see the day that I see a Muggle Ola. He will always be a wizard, and he is just having a little dry spell at the moment.
It's a slow day for Pistola. Plenty of time to turn it around here and now. Oddball Recharge, talk to me about the keys to success. Not for Cloud9, we know what they need to do, but Optic Gaming have to claw their way back into this series.
Optic Gaming at this point just can't be getting those 4-down scenarios. We've seen how Cloud9 puts that vice grip on Optic as soon as they get a strong setup on them. And so in a case like this, I feel like Optic, they can't just be putting themselves out too much to help each other in a situation where, if one player dies, don't need to go fly across the center to try to finish off some desperate one-shot kill. Instead, play your own game. Allow Cloud9 to actually make a couple mistakes. Right now, it feels like both these teams are just trying to force action and make everything happen on their end. But Halo's a game of clearly hitting your shots, but also making as few mistakes as possible.
Seeing there a little stat line across the bottom of your screens. Cloud9 have a super impressive performance in Oddball Recharge in particular. And I tell you something, last time these two teams played, it was 200-35 in 2 rounds. So it's not looking good here for Optic.
This is going to be a real difficult feat here for Optic, especially given how these last couple games have gone. However, each game is a new game, a new fresh start. Even if one of these rounds don't go so hot, you get to reset here in this new oddball rule set. So I'm not counting Optic out. They've shown fortitude. They have so many veterans on their squad. They've been down 0-2 in series before. It makes it a lot more difficult, but it's still possible.
It's ride or die here then for Optic Gaming. We're underway in game number 3. Eco throwing down a couple of prediction nades. Not going to land on anybody, but he's able to claim that map because of it.
And look at that, a little bit of patience here from the Optic side, allowing a couple members like Eco and StelluR to fly in out. That's also going to be Pznguin kill acquired. This is going to be the camo going in the hands of Optic. Oddball should be going in their hands very, very soon. This is a little concerning since they had 3 dead, that they're not picking up immediately, but we're going to have to see if they get at least some stronger positions across the map to make up for not grabbing that oddball.
TriPPPeY then surveying the land, uses that grapple hook, brings the ball straight towards him. Pznguin trapped down bottom middle. That's not where he wants to be in a world of hurt. And you see TriPPPeY recognizing that he doesn't want to hyper-focus that and gets the kill onto Pipes.
So
and StelluR
smart.
hits the respawn screen.
You can't tunnel vision on someone one shot across the map. You have to have the trust of your teammates. Even though Pznguin did not get picked up there, TriPPPeY did his job. He laid down a shot or two, gave up the location, and focused on nearby threats.
We talk about the value of kills in a game. That kill onto Pznguin would have meant nothing. It was irrelevant. The kill behind him in Pipes, though, far more important by Welsh.
And that's always such a difficult balance as even a top Halo player just realizing, well, what kills or where should I be focused? And in general, if you can get something near the objective, that is the more important kill. Yes, certain flanks and power positions are valuable, but as a general rule of thumb, if you're out there and if you're matching, especially with me in matchmaking, play near the objective. Please, I beg you. I want to continue rising in CSR.
CSR can be hard to come by these days, particularly when you're playing with me. 24 points to 4, the score on the board for Optic Gaming. They've had the better of the opening engagements, though a couple of kills have gone against them here. APG and Ola in the respawn screen. Lucid trying to make a move towards Pipes, as is TriPPPeY. A backstab here from Renegade. A beautiful shot to the back of the dome.
We're gonna now see the shock rifle in Renegade's hands, and on top of that, he also grapples the ball to him. Grabbing time, grabbing the power weapons, just doing it all here for Renegade.
Is there anything the man cannot do? Shock rifle in his hand. We'll be looking to make some hair stand on the top of the heads if he can find the faces of some players, but opting to get himself out of dodge, getting tagged up left, right, and center from players behind him. Still manages to pick up a kill on the way out onto Lucid. Spider-Man's his way completely out of danger, and now he's got new lines of sight, but Optic Gaming have the ball now.
And that's so difficult trying to keep track of, you know, they're going to call out when Renegade has these power-ups or power weapons and try to keep good track of them. But at some point when he has the grapple like that, you really can't. You can't assume when you hear Top Glass call out that now long haul or repulsor is a massive threat. That's just not the reality of the situation.
Renegade rotated almost completely around the map now. Over towards top tower. Ball has been played out front.
But we're going to have to see how Cloud9 are going to use these weapons and the steps to their advantage. We see him Spider-Man across the map, but let's hear it from the man himself. We're going to go to an Astro listening with Renegade and Cloud9.
Both there, use one.
Kill me.
Bottom Ellie's.
Nice, nice.
Last guy bottom
Live,
Ellie's.
Brayden,
Last guy's
live,
Ellie's.
live,
Last
live,
guy's
live,
Ellie's.
He's gonna have weapons in turbine, alright? Lucid. He's gonna have shock and sword. Shock and sword.
2, 3 guys elevator. Heaven.
BR on me.
Hell.
Kill Tan.
BR, one shot. APG.
Bottom cat.
Yo, half shield turbine. Ola on stage.
He's weak
half
top cat,
shields.
Kevin. He's weak top cat.
Nice shot!
Nice, 2 dead guys.
Mango pit maybe.
He's weak.
In
Turbine
turbine,
again,
in turbine to
again.
red.
Nice
Top
fucking
cat,
balls.
top cat, top cat.
Behind the top cat.
On
Bottom cat,
grapple.
BR1,
One shot.
BR1.
APG top cat.
And grapple.
BR.
2 guys BR'd.
That right corner.
Two guys BR. I spawned red. I spawned red.
Okay, there's a guy grapple.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, 2 guys make like
3 on you, John.
One shot on me.
On me. Dude, on me TriPPPeY. On me
Oh,
TriPPPeY.
Shot,
Pushing
nice shot.
bus.
Another one.
Spawn Ellie's. Flanking you
Two
guys.
on me, C.
You guys are fucked. You guys need to take
You
it.
put shots on these guys.
Yeah,
Weak C
APG
plant and
was
weak
really
silo.
weak.
Silo and weak C plant. Weak red stairs.
Communication, cool, calm, and collected from the boys on Cloud9 here. Recognizing they're down in the game, but not getting flustered in the communications.
Yep, just very stoic from the Cloud9 side, giving all the necessary information. One call out that really stuck out to me, which might not be as pivotal to most people listening at home, is Renegade calling out they spawned at red. Now what this does is it gives a couple pieces of information. One, it says, hey, you're not gonna get any help over where you're at right now. When you're by Whirl or where you're by Long Haul, I cannot help you over at red. But secondly, it should deduce where the opposing team from Optic Gaming are spawning. It says they're not spawning over here in their pipes. Be careful, they could be spawning out near C, near the Oddball.
Do go down here for Cloud9 though. Renegade still has that shock rifle, not being able to do the optimal damage that he would like to here. Lucid getting shocked in the back, and that's going to wake him up just a touch, and you can't be pressing snooze on the alarm clock as Renegade finds the skull of Ola.
We saw him Spider-Man across the map, but we saw Ola saying, I don't feel so good, Mr. Willett, right there after getting eviscerated by that shock rifle from Renegade.
APG in trouble of falling victim the same way Ola did. Wisely decides he doesn't want any of that smoke. Backs himself down and out of the line of sight of Renegade. Ball's being scrappy over towards pipes. 2 kills go in favor here now of Cloud9 as Trippy and APG fade to black. But Renegade's just patrolling up here towards top tower, or top A, excuse me, putting down damage all the while.
And that's such a difficult position to be in when you have someone like Renegade all the way towards top elevators. There's no easy route to go attack and engage Renegade. And even if you do, you're nowhere near the objective. You're really stuck in such a difficult position. It's, all right, do we send a couple members over towards elevator, try to kill the shock rifle player, or do we focus on where the ball is at? And while you're making those decisions, the entire time Cloud9 are racking up points.
66 seconds of points to be exact, to 37 of Optic's points. Remember here, folks, if Cloud9 win this game, they will punch their ticket to grand finals and send Optic Gaming down to play against Sentinels for the rematch of the Aegis. But there's still a lot to do here, still a lot of Halo to be played as StelluR puts Lucid away.
And just looking at that frustration from Lucid's face, it's tough to read his countenance from time to time. But in a situation like that, you can just say, like, all right, this player's flying out towards top center. Why is StelluR not getting finished off here? What is going wrong? I think some of us ask those same questions when we watch Lucid's POV, and that there is some sort of disconnect between how Lucid is playing with its Optic Gaming roster. Yes, Lucid is a top player, but at some moments it's saying, all right, why is this help not coming in? Why is this finish not happening? And you can just see the frustration in his face.
Cloud9 milking all the while. Seconds in his hands. Ball's going to get dropped here, only requiring 2 points to win the round, but it's important to note as well, only 38 seconds left in the clock, so they can just play StelluR if need be.
However, I don't think Cloud9 are going to play it that way. If they get near that ball, it just looks too appealing. You're going to say, all right, I'm going to quick grab that. It's just 2 seconds. 2 seconds is not too long. Come on, let me just finish this game and be the hero.
That ball's looking awfully shiny, and if you're a magpie, you need to keep your hands off it. I'll tell you something, it'll get you in awful trouble. 2 seconds is all that's required then. Optic Gaming, the old cliche is going to ring through once more as the ball does reset. That's going to be spelling trouble here for Optic Gaming. Potentially have a player down towards batteries. Can he get his hands on it?
Like
no,
we
he
said,
can't.
too shiny. I think penguins, they like to grab rocks and objects like that for their nests, and penguins just getting ready. He's like, don't worry, guys, I got it. I'll grab this. I'll fish it off.
Pistola can ill afford to drop this ball. 3 seconds is all he has left to play with. Getting shot in the back, that's going to be enough to get the job done. They played StelluR in the end. Round 1 of a Oddball goes towards Cloud9. They're 1 round away from that clean sweep.
And this is a series we didn't expect to have happen. You know, a 3-0 sweep against Optic Gaming in the winners finals. Cloud9 has been a squad, as we called out in the interviews, or as Eco called out in the interviews, that they have a target on their back. Teams are watching them and preparing for them. So they should have an idea of how they play, what sort of flanks they're taking, and how they're doing it. But no matter how much research and study they've been doing, it doesn't add up to enough to stop this Cloud9 roster right now.
The series layout suggested Optic Gaming had the advantage ever so slightly. Last time they played in scrims, this series would have finished 3-2. We've already seen Cloud9 secure 2 maps and 1 round in this final Oddball game. Optic Gaming, you have to come to life here. You're on life support.
Not looking good for them, and even in situations like that, it's so frustrating. You have members of Cloud9 that are near 1 shot. APG out of frustration, feeling like he has to charge in there and finish off that kill, because if he waits any longer, those players are getting the shields back in pipe. So it's, do you charge in, try to be the hero and win a 1v2 against a 1 shot and a full shield? Or do you just go back and try to fight another day? And when in doubt, your instinct kicks in and you have to go fight. You have to get those kills. You have to be a hero.
Well, Penguin has a charge in that shock rifle. Looking to shut down the electricity builds of any one of these players. APG gets bodied. Not going to get finished. Penguin wisely backs away, but the bait and switch comes through. He's going to pay the price. He's out of here.
There are 3 down for Cloud9. This is all 4 down. I believe this is the first time we're really seeing, outside of the very opening break of this game, that we have 3 to 4 members of Cloud9 down and Optic Gaming should be in a very strong position with a full setup.
Full setup, ball and pipes, shock rifle and sword in the hands of TriPPPeY. He has all the goodies to help secure pipes for his team. He can ill afford to die here, and ball starting to rotate. The push is coming through from Whirlpool.
One thing that's scary though, Shurzy, is all these members of Cloud9, they're able to just run around through these pits, through bombs there, in a spot that should be a bit more vulnerable. I don't know what missing piece there is to the Optic setup that they could maybe use to help get these finishes a bit more, whether that's someone towards top control or someone towards top A to have that angle there. But I just feel like Cloud9 have a bit more room to roam than they should during a full setup time.
Cloud9, too much freedom on the map here. But all this time, Optic Gaming have been scoring points. That's exactly what the doctor ordered here. Just passing over that 50-point threshold. If they can do that again, they will secure round 2 for the team. TriPPPeY whips out the lightsaber in the back pocket. Sends boys off to Coruscant. They're out of here. Top glass. Lockdown. What can he do? Renegade's going to get touched up close and personal. And he says, see you later, fella.
Such smart plays by TriPPPeY, using his advantage where he can do long-range engagements and close-range engagements, and forcing these members of Cloud9 to continually guess anytime they're rounding the corner. Is this going to be the corner that TriPPPeY's around? I hope not.
Couple of prediction aids. Down towards bottom tunnel. Not going to find a home, though. 2 kills go in favor here of Cloud9. Eco gets back down. Not before getting a kill, though, onto Lucid. TriPPPeY still with that combination in his hands. The game possibly in his hands if he can get up ahead of steam, but we're not seeing too much from him.
Look at that. Neither of these members charging into these pipes just yet, realizing that's threatening. And look at that trade from TriPPPeY taking down Pznguin. And I believe this Eco. So there's 3 down again for Cloud9. Cloud9 have to get their bearings. They've been getting heavily outslayed here in these last engagements. However, they're not down by that much if you consider for how much slaying that Cloud9 or that Optic Gaming have been doing. They're only down by 30-some points.
StelluR has control of pipes for his team. Unfortunately, ball's going to join him now for Optic Gaming. They need to try and break this out. TriPPPeY's going to be the first point of contact. He gets the job done. He gets traded out, though. 3 dead momentarily. Lucid last man alive, and not in a position to be any sort of influence.
We're seeing this camo pop up early in the game. We saw Cloud9 just go
Lucid's in
directly
trouble.
for it. This time, Renegade and the Cloud9 squad baited out. And this time, Renegade's walking away with the camo and the mangler. See how many kills he gets out of this.
Renegade,
Answer 0.
too lazy to walk over and get the camouflage for himself. Waits for Lucid to pick it up, says, thank you very much, pal. I will have that. Pops that into his chest.
Hey, dude, you heading over towards the pit?
Yeah,
if you're heading to the pit, if you don't mind, just grab the camo on your way back, and I'll just meet you over if you're coming over my place anyways.
Well, not quite the Starbucks order is a camouflage, but it'll get the job done for him. Shots down bottom elevator. APG gets the job done on the ball carrier. 2 members down now for Optic Gaming. APG has his work cut out for him. For his team. Eco's in big trouble. Down to no shields. Renegade get back up by 2 members of Optic Gaming. They're starting to heat up.
Look at this. Optic taking their time with these finishes. Earlier on, when we saw someone that would be weak over in the pipes, like APG, just charge right at him. We said that was a specific scenario where it was likely the correct play. However, in this case, they're taking their time. They're letting Cloud9 just get confined to one small area. That's one shot, and then they collapse in as a team.
72 seconds to Lucid's boys here. Cloud9 on 56 seconds. Optic Gaming need this round, or they will be heading down to elimination bracket.
One thing that is concerning is Optic Gaming are playing well. Don't get me wrong. They're ahead right now. They're playing well, but it feels like they're having to outslay quite a bit to get the time that they have. Right now, Optic Gaming are ahead in slays, but they're only 20 points ahead in ball time. And look at this, StelluR, Renegade, Pznguin, they have a nice elevator setup. This is such a tough step to break because you only have a couple confined ways to go, whether that's through Top Bridge, Mangler, or Turbine.
Cloud9, excuse me, making Optic Gaming fight tooth and nail for every single point in the map, having to overslay at times just to get the points on the board. Sword now and shock rifle, that deathly combo once more in the hands of Cloud9. Unfortunately though, Pznguin and Eco have fallen over towards blue, so the ball in a position now possibly to play if need be.
This camo could be the deciding factor. TriPPPeY holding this ball in such a strong position. The power of holding this over near Whirlpool, especially if you're by yourself, is you can get the play ball. You don't have to have everyone right next to you at all times, and there it is going to be Optic Gaming taking round number 2, breathing some life back into the series.
That's exactly what Optic Gaming needed. Round 3 then of game 3. already off the bat. Will they be able to catch them cold, baiting that camouflage once more? TriPPPeY's looking to do a little bit of a backstab, and he's caught Eco unaware.
One thing I love about this new oddball setup and rule set is that we get to see the starting strat a few different times. You know, each team gets to play from one side twice in a elongated game where you go to all 3 rounds. But there's those situations where it's like, wait, that person went straight for Camel. I would react to this differently if I knew that. And so you get to see these mind games. You get to see these rock, paper, scissors style plays that come out of these players, realizing that they can make slight adjustments or tweaks based on what they saw during the original opening round.
StelluR, Mangler in his hand, damage on his mind. Gets 1 in the feed. Puts Ola to no shields, but wisely backs himself out of there, recognizing not desperate for that kill.
Yep. You might be wondering why StelluR did not challenge that. They were both one shot. You know, StelluR could have maybe had the jump, dictated the pace of that fight, but it's just not worth the risk versus reward. What does StelluR have to gain in that? A single kill. What does Ola have to gain? A kill and taking out the camo player? There's so much more to gain from there. And so that's what Halo also is a big part of, is knowing which fights that you gain something more out of than your opponent. You can take even some lower risk fights if you gain a lot more.
You have to recognize how important your life is in the map. In particular, if you have good weapons. 2 go down here, 3 make it now. StelluR last man alive, he's in a world of hurt. Eliminated over towards pipes. We're gonna see a setup here for Optic Gaming. They've got control of yellow.
We're gonna see also what APG can do with the shock rifle. This is such a momentum killer if he plays this right. If he gets one of those headshots and takes out one member of Cloud9, they're in a world of hurt trying to make a push across the map.
He's being backed down from that power position though.
Look at that prediction grenade. These players just know, all right, you get someone weak in gold or red pipes. What's the first spot they're gonna check out at? The bat ledge.
No chance of him climbing his way up towards bat ledge. Lucid getting into a 1v1 with Pznguin down bottom middle and getting by with the help from his friends once more. Renegade gets the job done. Camouflage will be secure for the boys on Cloud9. At least it should be, unless it's been whisked away.
I love these collapses we're seeing from Optic Gaming. I don't know how they flip a switch like that in a scenario here, because when I actually look at the slays, it looks like Optic are actually getting outslayed by 1 kill at the moment, but they have full control. It felt so good when they got a couple members of Cloud9 weak and they just collapsed in. They didn't hold back. They weren't just waiting for a Cloud9 member to jump back up. They said, all right, there's some Mangler pit. We have numbers. Fly at them. Get those kills. I don't care. Go in and get that melee trade.
Tied in rounds. Tied in score in round number 3. 47 here. Kills getting traded back and forth, but it's 4 dead now for Optic Gaming, and a setup once more for Cloud9. They've got the sword in the back pocket. StelluR can pass this off to a teammate if need be.
Looks like they're opting to have StelluR just hold on to it. They realize that StelluR can avoid some shots, maybe even force a close range engagement over at Mangler or top elevator. And just like this, look at that. He brings the grapple on over, slice and dices Ola, and still gets ball time. The man doing it all.
Fatality as StelluR locks in that kill for his team. Slices the head off Optic and maybe carving out the hearts too in the process. Only needing 24 more seconds here, and Optic Gaming will be heading down the elimination bracket.
Looks like StelluR was going to play this, but no, does not get to play ball. This is actually a pretty massive mistake if he doesn't have backup, but looks like his teammate Kevin Eco Smith going to pick up that kill, not only on Lucid, also going to get the kill on APG and scrap a little bit more time. So what I thought was a dire mistake there, from not play balling it, turned out to be okay. As long as you have the members there, you don't have to force play ball it.
Communication came through, no play ball required. He's gotten eliminated here before being able to play that ball, only requiring 8 more seconds. But they've handed the initiative over to Optic Gaming. 4 dead now.
That was
for
a mistake
Cloud9.
there this time, though. I'm gonna highlight that one and say that last one should have been a play ball.
Should have been a play ball. Will it come back to haunt them here? Now Cloud9 have to break the setup of Optic Gaming. APG can choose to drop this ball on a whim, put damage down if he sees a player getting aggressive. Mangler in the hand of Lucid once more can be a deadly combo in that man's hands.
One thing that's a little terrifying here, though, for Optic Gaming is they have everyone confined over here near Control and C. They want to get some people out. That's why you saw Lucid actually kind of going out towards Control for a moment, going towards the center of the map, trying to get a little more space and see if he can catch any flanks on members of Cloud9. So I really like that he tried to move in and out a little bit, but I did feel like during that setup, you just had Optic Gaming kind of backed into a corner.
3 dead momentarily for Cloud9. Now almost back to a full complement of players. Lucid trying to get that ball up towards Battle Edge, fumbles it unfortunately for him. There's 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the clock in the game, but all the while Cloud9 need 8 to Optic Gaming's 23.
And look at that desperation play there from APG trying to get the finish on the ball.
Here we
I
go.
don't know if I agree with that one, but it felt like,
It's
you know,
game
with
over.
them having too many seconds on it, someone has to get the ball kill.
It's game over then. GG, no re. Optic Gaming dumped down the elimination bracket. Cloud9 progress here to our grand finals and have that insurance policy of the bracket reset if need be. What a performance out of Cloud9, a clean sweep.
I mean, a couple of our top teams here at Anaheim, but I don't know if we expect 3 O's in the winners bracket finals. This Cloud9 roster, like we said, everyone's been studying them. Everyone's been trying to learn from them. Everyone's been trying to figure out different tendencies that someone like Renegade or StelluR does. But it's not enough. They're still just rolling over the competition.
Convincing, commanding, almost unbeatable Cloud9 at times, showing no hangovers from that series against Fnatic, making sure they get the job done over Optic. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Optic now have to play against Sentinels. They have the advantage of knowing they beat them in the best of 5 before. They have to mentally reset here.
I believe we still got one more series before then. But I already see your predictions coming in for Sentinel, so I don't disagree with you. But no, I mean, one thing that is still telling for this tournament is 4 of these teams were, you know, within the top 5 at Raleigh. So some things have changed, some things also haven't changed. You know what I mean? It's like you still see all these teams being so dominant between United, Sentinels, Cloud9, and Optic. Those are, I believe, your 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th place teams at Raleigh. I might have one of the spots flipped around because I know FaZe took 3rd or 4th.
There we have it then, folks. Cloud9 secure their ticket to grand finals. Optic Gaming do dump down, unfortunately for them, and it was a fantastic performance out of Cloud9, it must be said. But Optic Gaming, now, like you say, have to wait for somebody to join them. I'm perhaps thinking it's going to be Sentinels, almost putting my heart on my sleeve. If I'm wrong, I know Clutch has 100% predictions, and I'll tell you something, mine's not anywhere near it.
We got Sentinels E-United matchup first to get in there, but we shall see how that goes. But, you know, you can't get too far ahead because every single team here is so dominant. But let's hear it from the desk, or actually from the stage. Blaze, you're down there with StelluR. What does he have to say about that dominating 3-0 performance?